Hi, the starting point for giving up binge eating is really to redefine normal. So when I was in the grip of this miserable way of eating and living, the main thing that I thought about myself was how isolated I was, how abnormal I was. And this just doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help you change because it's really, really disempowering. And I realised that actually this involved an error of thinking that hopefully I can illuminate now with this story. So after I really had managed to start to get a grip on my compulsive eating, and basically we can think of compulsive eating and binge eating as it's the same kind of energy. So use those words interchangeably. I was at a party and somebody offered me some cake and I said, no, I don't eat that anymore, because cake was one of those foods that I just absolutely had no stop button for, and it was a trigger food for me with binging. And she started asking me about this, and I was saying, I feel so much better now I don't have this, and there are other foods, and I was talking about my binging, and this really pitying look came over this woman's face, and she said to me, oh, well, maybe one day you can get to the point where you could just have one cake when you go out. And she went, everything in moderation. And I realised that actually this was a fundamentally flawed piece of general advice. It may be fine for some people, but for me, I can't ever see that being a situation that I can get in, because I felt so overwhelmed by my desires around certain numbers of food, like cake, that the only way for me was to completely cut them out. And I thought about this, and I thought, if I was at this party and somebody came up to me and they told me that they were a recovering alcoholic, would I turn around to say to them, oh, go on, just have one glass of wine, everything in moderation? Well, of course you wouldn't, because everybody respects that when somebody has decided to give up alcohol because they have an addiction for it, we have to say, okay, that's wonderful. And they get praised for it, and quite rightly. Of course they should be praised. It's an amazing accomplishment to recover from alcoholism. But why is it that those of us who have the same relationship with food, we don't get this same sort of respect and awe? Some people somehow want us to just have one, and I think in the end it makes them feel better. They feel that that's such a terrible thing to never have that, when actually it's the most liberating thing in the world. But the point of this whole story is not, I'm not telling you if you have a problem with certain foods that you should never eat them. It's much more complex than that. What I am saying is that you need to really develop the idea of what your own normal actually is. And it has to be something that suits you. It suits me, and it's empowering and liberating, and it's changed my life to have certain foods that I no longer eat. It may not be the same thing for you with those foods. It may not be the same thing for you with any foods. But the idea is that you stop thinking that you're abnormal, and that the way that stupid people at parties are telling you that you should eat without knowing anything about who you are and your problems. Stop thinking that's the way, and start thinking the only way that you should be thinking about food is a way that empowers you and allows you to be free of the grip of this miserable binge eating. So what are some of the ways you can start to redefine and find your own normal? Well, I'm going to show you what they are in my free video course, 10 Ways to Stop Binge Eating. So just follow the link below and you can get your hands on that now. As I said, it costs nothing. I just want to introduce you to my work and these really game-changing concepts that have helped me recover and reclaim my life.